Good morning, my friends. It's a beautiful day outside today. Let's get ready to rumble this Tuesday for everything it's got. Today, I'm going to be talking about how to plan your day, Ben Franklin style. It's a little surprise, I know. I've got a couple of planners that I use and I think are very good, but today I'm going back over 200 years to show you Benjamin Franklin's planner page. Yes, you heard me right. Benjamin Franklin, one of our founding fathers. Now this all goes to prove that planning your day didn't just become important sometime recently. It's always been important. Everyone who wants their time to be effective plans their day. Some do it differently, but what I want to show you is this fantastic example of someone who knew the value of his time, and he scheduled everything. First, look at two questions that he asked at the beginning of his day. Here's the page itself, and I hope you can see it. I'm going to post a copy of this in the comments. But he asked two questions, one at the beginning of the day and one at the end of the day. Here in the upper left-hand corner, he writes, "What good shall I do today?" And at the bottom, it says, "And what good have I done this day?" The two most important items on the page, in my opinion, intention and examination. He starts out with what he wants to get done, and then he reviews. Without intention, it's hard to have focus on what needs to be done, what's important, and what direction that this specific day should go. And after the day is through, how did I do? Without these two elements, a person will flounder through life, being pushed from one thing to another. Secondly, I want you to notice, if you look at the page, that he starts at 5 a.m. Not that that's, critical that you start at 5 a.m., but I know the reason that I start at 5 a.m., and many people start at 5 a.m., is because it's quiet. There's nobody up. It's peaceful. It's easy to think. It's easy to read. It's easy to get started. The first order of business after he gets up, if you notice here at the top, it says, "Wash and address powerful goodness." That was Ben's reference to God. Not only did he want to be clean physically, but he wanted to be clean spiritually and emotionally. Next, he says, "Take the resolution of the day." Up here in the beginning, the upper left, or upper right, sorry. In layman's terms, he's talking about sitting down and writing out the plan. Next he writes, "Prosecute the present study." In layman's terms, again, he's talking about studying whatever book, theme, or topic that he's chosen to learn about. That's the one thing about Ben Franklin that you notice if you read his biography or autobiography, is that he was constantly learning. And I think that's good for everyone. Then he puts down one of the most important things. It says breakfast. It's interesting to note that he broke out work into two separate blocks. Two separate 4 to 5 hour blocks, which indicates that he understood that you need some amount of distraction or lighter work to break up the intense labor and concentration that you need to accomplish the work at hand. It's interesting also that what he does in between the work is work related. He was going to read over his accounts while eating something. Most interesting to me is that at the end of the second work block, he stops and he says, "Put things in their proper places." Now, you don't have to be OCD to know that it's easier to begin working when you start from a clean and neat workspace. Benjamin Franklin knew this too. Then he writes that there's time for eating supper, music or diversion or conversation. He knew the value of recreation, loosening up and letting go. And then he scheduled sleep. Isn't it interesting that this man, who is well known for being one of the founding fathers of this nation, was such a stickler for time management? Ben didn't have all the modern conveniences that we do today, but he understood how important that his time was. We should be as dedicated as Ben. Maybe if we would get as dedicated as Ben Franklin was with his time, we can have more of the modern day Ben Franklins. You know, that green piece of paper that has Ben's picture on it. Now, I'm very thankful that you spent this time with me this morning, and I hope it was helpful. And if you found it helpful, I hope that you'd smash the like button, that you would share it with your friends. I'll be back tomorrow at 5 p.m. with a quick tip about what your calendar says about you. Have a great day, folks. And I love you all. And I hope this week is everything that you need for it to be. Mike out.